Hey everyone, we are here today with another Rampant Wolf Games episode of Unboxing with Britt. Today we're looking at Dice Forge Rebellion, an expansion for Dice Forge created by Libeland Games. Similar to the card building game Mystic Vale, this game has the players construct unique dice by replacing each die face with new abilities and powers. This expansion introduces new boards, events, goals, and enhanced die faces for your dice. Let's take a look at what's inside.
Alright, just for reference, I pulled out the base game. Just a note that this game can't be played by itself. You need to have the base game in order to play it, so that's my little disclaimer. But I've always loved the artwork for Dice Forge. It's something that's always appealed to me, and I'm a big fan of any game that has a deck building or card building, or in this case, dice building component. So, as most games go, they have a rule book, and Dice Forge is really good about, they have some pretty difficult to understand cards, and they're really good about parsing out what those cards mean in here. So, yeah, looks like this is, again, the French version. Put that one there. So it has what looks like more player boards, so that you can add this to the original player boards in there, and different tokens and abilities. So from what I can understand, these are temple cards. So from the back of the box, there's the Goddess Temple, or Goddess module, and the Titans module. So one is the Revolt of the Titans, and one is the Labyrinth of the Goddess. So I'm not exactly sure how they come into play with the base game or how they relate, but as you can see, there's a possibility, I think, of getting these different rewards according to where you're landing on the track. And then they also give you some more, I think this is some more dice faces that goes with this component of the box, which slides into or beside the other part of the box, and it just creates this really nice layout. There's no needing to take all these pieces out. They're already laid out really nicely. So here's usually where the pieces go. So these are the dice faces. Let's see if I can get into this. So it shows how it sets up with the dice faces. So you put it here, and this is what's available to any of the players. And it's the pool, so once you run out, you're out. You don't get a chance to, if someone swipes it before you can get there, you don't get a chance to retake those dice faces if for some reason they're out. And I'm not sure what each dice face, what ability it gives you, but that's something that the rulebook will definitely be able to explain. And the nice thing is, once you set up the game, you just have to place the dice faces back in here, and then you wrap it up with this elastic so that it makes setup time even faster. So of course there's some more player tokens, similar to the colors in the other game, and it looks like there's like a wild dice that you can play. This one doesn't have removable faces, so I can't show you what the dice look like where you can actually change and adjust the different faces here. So, but there's new cards and abilities. Oh, they don't give me the easy pull tab on these ones. I am a little bit horrible, okay, really horrible with opening cards without using my teeth. So, thought I'd spare you that. So these are the different types of cards. So usually on one side is the active side, that when you purchase the card with your money or anything, you can use that, and then once you get it in your hand, once you get whatever bonus there is on the front, you usually turn it over and it'll give you sort of reminders on the back of what you get every turn. So like I said, without looking at the rulebook, I'm not entirely sure what these cards do and what sort of components are added, because this symbol isn't really used in the original game. It's actually not used at all. So there's those ones. I think they give you, I think you would divide it up and they put it into slots, because every one of these cards is worth a certain amount. So you put the cards out according to how much they're worth. And I think these cards are just more of the same. Again, I'm really horrible with this. There. So there's just some more cards with more creatures and abilities that you can discover when you start the game. And the other thing that Dice Forge is really, really good with is giving you storage space. So you can put your enemies or your bonus cards in their specific orders and they fit perfectly in here. So everything that you would punch out over here would slot into these individual slots, very much like this dice is slotted there. So, but I'm excited to see how this enhances the game, where it's going to take us in our Dice Forge adventures, and it looks like it may actually be a really good enhancement for the game.
That was Dice Forge Rebellion. Once again, I'm Britt, and thanks for watching this episode of Unboxing with Britt. Don't forget to subscribe, and remember, the rules are just a suggestion. Play the game how you want to play it. Bye.